Back to another episode of GCTV. And in real life, you guys want to hear a true story? You guys want to hear something funny? Well, you're going to hear all that right here on GCTV. But before you do, hit that like and subscribe button. Put your notification bells on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that I am bringing. In a Menudo style or direct fashion, you guys see the thumbnail, so you already know what it is. They try to burn your boy alive, right? Try to catch me on fire, homie. And it was smoking. It was hot. It was definitely a hot situation. Let's just put it like that. I know you guys come to YouTube, man, to hear true stories. You guys come to YouTube to get entertained, to have fun. So I wanted to put something out there that is truthful, that is real, something that happened in my life, and motherfucker, I'm still on fire, right? They try to get your boy. Now, I was locked up. I was doing time, and I had picked up a case. You know, I had picked up a case. I had caught a pegada. And, you know, when that shit happens, man, I don't care who you are. Even if you're doing life, if you're a lifer, you know, it's a fucked up situation, man, to be incarcerated already on charges and then pick up a case. And next thing you know, you're looking at more time, you know, and not everybody that does a pegada gets caught. Not everybody gets a DA referral, meaning that the district attorney of that county decides to pick up the case. But what a lot of people don't understand and know is when you're charged in that county where the crime was committed. It's just like if you're on the streets, homie. Say if you're from Merced, you go to Sanjo, you know what I mean? You catch a case over there, you're going to go to Santa Clara County. You know, if you're from Merced, if you're from where I'm from, you go out to LA, you're wiggling, you got a badass little beezy, you're trying to live one time for your mind, says, yeah, my ones are real, and all that. And then you get caught up, homie. Guess what? LA County, here you come. Yes, I said it. LA County, here you come. And wherever they put you and whatever goes on is what goes on, man. That's on you. You know, when you're committing crimes in different areas, homes, you're going to get caught up in that area. You're going to get prosecuted. That's why when you're locked up, you know, people will say, oh, I fell out of here, but I'm from here. You know, I'm from Modesto, homes, but I fell out of Merced County, or I'm from, you know, Turlock, but I fell out of Santa Barbara County, or whatever the case may be. It's how it is. So anyways, I get locked up. I'm doing time. I catch a pegada, a stabbing, a prison stabbing. And of course, they lock my ass up. And then I'm in the oil. And then I get served a DA referral. Now, when you get served a DA referral, that's an ugly look, right? I get snatched up. Bam. I was sitting in the oil for about, I think, 11 days before they hit me with this district attorney referral. When they served me, I ain't gonna lie, my stomach dropped. I was sad because I was only a few months to the gate when I caught this case, but I knew it was coming. I didn't think it was going to be as bad as it was, or as it turned out to be. But it was what it was. You know, that's part of the game. When you're living that life and you're involving yourself, you already know there's going to be some repercussions. You're going to get caught up. So, anyways, bam. I remember that day, man. They were serving hot dogs, right? The placa comes to my door. He gives me my tray, and I'm not even going to lie, man. I was kind of like at the end of my rope. I was already sitting there in the oil, mad at the world, sad at the world. You know, I had action at getting out. I was a few months to the gate, homie, and I picked up a case like a dumbass. But I didn't think that they were going to charge me. I didn't think that, you know, I thought I was going to do my whole time parole out the hole, and it was what it was. So I was bragging, homie. I thought I was bad. I was on that tier like, yeah, I did that, homie. Now what? And so whenever he hands me my hot dogs, he also slides me a little envelope. And in that envelope, it was the district attorney of the county letting me know I'm being charged with aggravated attempted murder and several other charges. My stomach dropped. My heart stopped beating for a second there, man. I thought I was going, I couldn't breathe, right? But it was what it was. You know, after about 5 minutes of fucking tears falling down my face, and yeah, we're truth, right? I finally realized, hey, homie, that's what I asked for. You know, I asked to be a part of something. I chose to represent a part of something. Now it's time for me to buckle up, knuckle up, and be a So I'm going to have to go sit down and do my time at that county jail. So anyways, after doing my little 3 months in prison, You know, I don't parole to the streets. I go straight to the county jail of the prison where I was at. And it's something different. It's something new. Every time you hit a county jail, man, it's going to be a little bit of a different program. I'm used to a certain way. Merced County Jail, but very structured in the jail, very gang related, gang orientated. You know, the gang members run the county. You know, this is different. This is more the black guys run it. They're fucking telling you where you're going to go, what you're going to do. And that's it. There's no canalismo. There's no homeboys there to look to. It's kind of like I'm on my own. So I got to be prepared for whatever. So I remember getting there. And that bus ride, that little van ride actually from the prison to the county jail, I thought it was cool because you got to understand, up until this point, I had been locked up a few years. So I hadn't had a breath of fresh air. I hadn't really got to see the guys of the streets. So anyone that's like doing time and then going back to like courts or going back, being transferred to other prisons, that's a great thing. That's a great day because you're actually getting, you don't understand when you're passing that prison bus on Highway 99, homie, that you don't understand. Them guys in there, a lot of them haven't seen the streets for years. Some of them hasn't seen the streets for decades. So any little glimpse of the streets, if they can look down, see Highness Panocha, they're all happy, right? It's like you're getting to go on a field trip when you're a kid. You know, you're all excited. Only your mom didn't fucking pack the peanut butter jelly sandwich. What, Mom? You're stripping it. What is this shit? All we had was bologna. And that's that. So anyways, they put me on this van, and I remember this black guy. He was cool. It was just one cop, myself. There was an Africano brother right there. He was being pretty quiet, man. I don't know what he was being transferred for, but he looked pretty bitter, right? So needless to say, he was probably sad at his situation. And I was already at the point where I was cool with it. It was what it was, man. It wasn't like I was sad anymore. Like I said, I was just happy to be going to the next stage of my life. You know, that's all I could ask for. So I remember this black guy, he's talking to me. He was a Native American dude. And he was like, you guys want a frao? True facts, right? Hell yeah, I want a frao, right? So he actually pulled out a pack of cigarettes, gave me a cigarette, put it in my mouth and lit it. I know you like, oh, you're firing it up. That's too much. They wouldn't do that. Well, quietly as it's kept, it happened, right? So I remember I'm puffing. I'm trying to, so I got the black box. I'm locked up. For those of you that don't know what a black box is, it's like this thing that keeps you handcuffed. It's like this little thing. I don't know. It was created by some inmate, man. He, you know what I mean? Trying to get brownie points. So anyways, I'm blowing. We're on the side of the road. Now I'm happy, right? First frajo I smoked in a minute because I've been in the oil because of this case. So anyways, I get to this county jail, and it's a little bit smaller and different. I'm in bumfuck Egypt, a little ass county jail. I'm looking around like, damn, what's going to happen? Are there Southsiders in here? Am I going to get rushed? Are there other homeboys? What's the population like? What is it? You know, I'm already on point. I'm already aware. So I'm peeping game. So they're like, you're going to go to the hole. Initially, they're like, you're going to go to the hole. And I'm like, why? They're like, we're going to keep you in the hole for a few days until we can place you, you know, in the general population into a bed. So I'm like, it is what it is. And basically it's being pushed into administrative segregation overflow, ADSEG overflow. And I've been there before in prison. I've spoke on it. It's not like I did something to deserve it, but they're going to fucking house you where they house you. You can't dictate your program, homie. And I'm new to this. You know, I'm new to this county jail. So anyways, I get there and I'm wondering what the food's going to be like. Food was spectacular, right? So they slide my little tray. It's bomb, right? Let's say for county jail, they have my vote, right? They definitely had some good food there. So I'm grubbing. The night passes. I sleep it off. So now I'm wondering if I'm going to get any program. What's going to happen? So I'm in the cell. I'm kicking back. I see a whole bunch of weirdos walking up and down. They release you for an hour out of your cell so you can go use the phone, take a shower. There's a little day room with the TV. They got it on some Andy Griffith show. You know, Mr. Ferdy's getting his wig on. And I'm not really paying attention to that. I want to kind of get at the phone so I can call my peoples, let them know my progress, let them know where I'm at. You know, that's the main thing is letting people know your movements. So of course they pop my cell. I go out, use the phone, take my little shower, and such and such, and that is that. So now a couple of days later, they're like, they come to my cell, roll it up. You're being moved into general population. So now up until that point, I've been solo bolo, right? Now I got to be ready because I don't know if people are going to fucking come at me. I don't know what the trip is. So anyways, when I go into this little cubicle, there's about 10 cells on the bottom, 10 cells on top. It's a very small area. It looks more like a shoe than it does general population. But I see a lot of people looking out of their windows and I'm scoping. I'm looking for any raza. I'm looking for any Mexicanos because I know that could be the reason. I know those are going to be the targets. And it's crazy that I say that about my own people, but that's just the way it is. You know, you always have to be aware of your own gente. So I'm looking around, nothing, bam. I get in this cell. It's a big cell. And I've never been in a cell this big. I've always been in smaller little sections, San Quentin type shit. You could do all that. Very small. This one's pretty big. You got a lot of wiggle room. Man, I'm going to be doing a lot of pacing these next few days because I'm thinking I think it was like a Thursday or a Friday when I got transferred out. My court case ain't till Wednesday or Thursday, so I'm automatically going to be there a week. I've already been there a few days in the hole. I'm going to be there, and I'm not going back to prison until this case is over. So that's going to be my home for a minute. My name is Bennett. I'm already up in it. So this is what happens. This is how they almost burned your boy alive. I get there, and like I said, it's a big cell, and everything's cool. And I remember my cell was the last one right next to the shower area. And I wasn't tripping off that. I was thinking, okay, bam, that's probably easier to fish, easier to pass shit when people come out. I'm going to see what time it is. Now, I'm thinking we're not going to be locked up all day. We're going to get to come out, and that's when I'm going to have to throw the hands, or that's when I'm going to have to figure out who's here and what's what. I mean, I'm thinking already, I'm thinking of my master plan. I'm going to stick to myself. The first time I see anyone with tattoos, I'm going to approach him. I'm going to get at him a certain way because I ain't no fool butt, man. I need to secure myself. And if it's the enemy and I need to get off, I'm going to do it and fucking here I come back, right? This time for a reason. So anyways, and if there is no enemy, then I'm just going to do my time, and it is what it is. Well, the way that they do this is a split tier movement. Top tier comes out, bottom tier comes out. So I remember top tier came out. I'm on the bottom. Bunch of white dudes come to my cell. Hey, what's up, brother? Where are you from, Wood? I said, I'm from Merced, Norte. What is that, Wood? Right? They didn't even know you're Norteño? Yes, sir. All right, that's cool. There's nobody here. There's no Southsiders here. They give me the rundown. And that's cool, man. At this particular point in time, they weren't tripping off me, so I'm not tripping off them. It wasn't like it's on site with the white boys or none of that. If it was in certain situations, it is sometimes, but it wasn't. So I'm going to secure myself, do my own program. So anyways, I'm sitting in the cell. I remember, and the night passes. We get our program. I come out. Bam, we get our trays. Typical county jail, man. You get an hour out, and then you're fucking in for the duration, right? It's a fucking bleak existence. It's a meager existence. Prison is way better than county jail. Anyone who's been there will tell you. Everybody is striving from county to get to prison because that's where you get more amenities. You get more, you get canteen, commissary packages, phone calls. You're able to bust down. You get more interaction with gente, visitas. It's just a little bit better, man. Whereas in county jail, you ain't got nothing coming but dick and bubble gum, and they're all out of hubba bubba bubba. And that's just it. So you better learn how to blow bubbles in the cell, make believe. Now I'm in the cell and I start to realize it's warm. Now at this particular time, it's December. So it shouldn't be warm in the county jail. Usually it's fucking cold in the county jail, right? Usually they keep it at a certain temperature because they're trying to fucking convince you to take that fucking plea bargain. They're trying to basically torture you into fucking accepting that deal from that DA. So that DA shit is pura and your shit is. But it's warm. It's warm in the cell. And it starts to get warmer and warmer. I come out the jailhouse jumpsuit now. Now I'm walking around in my boxers, socks on. Next thing you know, I'm peeling off one sock, peeling off. And I'm like, damn, it's hot in here. So there's an Africano brother that's next door. So I'm banging on his wall. Boom, boom. Hey, brother. Hey, bro. On power, bro. Hey, bro. He's like, what's happening? I said, hey, is it hot in your cell? He said, nah, bro. I said, man, it's hot than a motherfucker here. He said, nah, I'm good, bro. I said, all right, shit. So I'm pacing back and forth, and I notice I'm starting to pour sweat. And I'm starting to pour sweat to the point where it's dripping off the tip of my nose, kind of like if I was busting down on some burpees, right? But I ain't busting down. I'm just walking around. And it starts to get warmer. And it starts to get warmer. And it starts to get hotter, right? And it gets to the point where I'm trying to breathe out of the cell door because I can't breathe. There's no oxygen coming in. And I've never been in this type of position in my life. And I'm banging on my door telling the cops, hey, guard, right? It's hot. Shut the fuck up. Ain't nobody talking when I'm talking, fellas. So shut the fuck up, right? I'm like, oh, hell no. This ain't American me. I said, I'm on fire, G, right? And a cop comes to do his little, to walk by to do his count. And I'm already at the point of I'm losing my breath. I'm losing my mind, man. That's how hot it was. And I'm like, officer, sir. And all of a sudden they're sir, right? Sir, you understand it's hot in here. You have to help me. He said, hey, man, this is jail. Learn to live with it. Deal with it. Fuck you. I ain't trying to deal with this. It got to the point where I'm laying on the concrete floor under the door trying to breathe because I can't breathe, damn near ready to pass out. Well, hours pass, man, and I can't even bang. I'm losing all my strength. I'm losing all my energy. I'm burning up, right? I'm actually burning alive. My skin is on fire. I'm hot. I feel like I'm sunburnt. You know, like I done went to the Yosemite Lake and got burnt up. It was a bad situation. I'll never forget it. My skin is hot right now thinking about it. This cop walks by. And he walks by, I remember he's a white dude. I'm like, sir, please, right? And he sees me on the ground. He goes, what are you doing on the ground? You're supposed to stand up during count time. Usually count times, they want you to stand up or sit up on your bunk so that way they know you're fucking alive and that Jaime Osuna didn't get a hold of you, right? So I'm like, hey, you know, help. And he's like, what are you talking about? I said, man, it's hot. So he's like, pop cell 116, right? I was in cell 116 right by the showers. And when they pop this cell, he gets the backdraft, homie. You know what I mean? Woo! All the heat hits him. He's like, oh, hell no. All right. I'm on the ground like, please. I say, help. Help us, shit, right? You're burning Mexicans. You're making chicharrones in here, right? It smells like fucking caspa and chicharron in there. He comes and drags me out of the cell, right? He's like, oh, we got a problem, man. The walls were literally sweating. It was so hot in there. Come to find out, what happened was where my cell was positioned was right next to, I guess, the water heater or however they adjusted the heat. And someone had decided that if for no other reason, they were going to break up in this motherfucker and turn it all the way up. Well, it broke, right? And when it broke, it just kept getting hot. Okay. But because my cell was, so I don't know how the brother didn't burn up, but because my cell was located right there next to that, it was basically burning the walls up. My cell was on fire. They were burning me alive, right? I've never experienced anything like that. And to this day, you know, I don't know if it was the cops who did this, or I don't know if it was one of the inmates that was just acting a fool and thought it would be funny to fuck with shit. But they almost literally burnt me alive. Now, ultimately, they moved me out of that cell. I remember I was arguing with the cop. One cop was trying to put me back in the cell. Don't worry, we'll fix it. Now, fuck that, right? I got in an argument. They actually moved me out of there, put me back in the hole. And this is a little something, it's a little offbeat. So anyway, they try to burn my ass alive. That's how they got me. But look, trip out on this. True story. And this is something I've always wanted to speak on. So I get in this cell in the hole, and there's some weird white old man. Hey, brother, right? He's screaming at the top of his lungs, J-catting out. And usually I pay no never mind to these type of individuals. But at this time in this hole, there wasn't too many people. A lot of the cells were empty. They put me like in an extended part of the hole where there was only a few of us. And I'm sitting there like, fuck, at least I could breathe, homes. And this old man's trying to talk to me. He'd come out for his little program. I'd come out. He'd be like, hey, come, let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. So finally, I'm like, fuck it. I ain't got no one else to talk to. What's happening, homes? And he was like, hey, don't shower here. The water will fuck you up. There's aliens. And he was J-catting out. I'm like, whatever, homes. I need to shower. So I remember I jump in the shower, and he didn't lie to me. Never in my whole life have I experienced this, and this is facts and truth, and I'm telling you right now. I jumped into this shower, and it felt like I was bathing in oil. It felt like every time I tried to get clean, I got dirtier. I've never experienced it. I went back to my cell feeling like a fucking bottle of baby oil, right? And I remember looking in this little raggedy mirror they had, and every pore in my face opened. I could see holes all in my face. I could see damn near into my jawline. It was crazy. I've never experienced nothing like that. Needless to say, I didn't shower much in that county. I was stinky stink butt. But I'll never forget, man, that county was a little bit different. Like I said, the food was good. The gente was decent. I didn't have no problems. There was no fights, no gangbanging really going on there. But their water and their heat was not on point. Anyways, with that being said, they almost burned me alive. You know, maybe the cops, because they seemed a little racial, you know, they seemed a little agitated with my presence. Maybe they meant to fuck with me. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I came that close to dying in county jail. And that's a fact, and that's a true story. With that being said, it's just something I wanted to speak on today, something I wanted to put out there. And it's all real life. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming. And remember, at the end of the day, when you go to county jail, when you go to prison, you think everything's going to be cool. And weird shit happens, man. Sometimes, you know what I mean? You're just chilling, just doing your own time, and the motherfuckers will burn you up. Facts. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle and struggle and strive for what I truly and honestly believe in, and that's the unity of all gente, man, and telling you guys the best entertaining and real stories I can right here on YouTube. That's facts. That's what it's going to be. We're going to continue it like that and in that fashion.